harder to move already and haven't hit the third trimester yet. That's great. So I have actually filmed with my partner a names video, but like I watched it back and we just ramble. Just watched the ones where it's straight to it. I want to know the names and I want to know them quick. So I'm gonna make 2 separate ones as well, just because sometimes, like before I knew what gender I was having, I would watch both, so boys and girls. But then once I knew what gender I was having, which quite a lot of people do find out, I just wanted girl names, and I would skip through boy names. So I'm gonna make a girl's video and a boy's video, and I am having a baby girl, so I'm gonna start with girl names. So the first girl's name on my list is Maeve. I love this name so much, and the more I think about it, I love it even more. But I know it's got quite popular. Don't know if you've seen the show, a lot of people have, but Sex Education, one of the main characters is called Maeve, and a lot of people have started using Maeve since then, which typically happens with a show. And I do know someone from my hometown that's just had a baby called Maeve. So before the show, I actually only knew one woman called Maeve, and I just thought it was beautiful. I think it's such a pretty name. It's like I tend to go for prettier names, but then there'll be I don't want to say edgy, but there'll be like the one that's like, I don't know if it's because I'm thinking of the character Maeve or what, but I think it's quite unique. I really love it so much. I'm just gonna say as well, all these names on here I love and I've always liked. Some of them have been on my list for years, but the name that we've chosen, we chose before I even fell pregnant, so it's not exactly that I wouldn't use them or I wouldn't use them for a certain reason. It's just that we both really clicked and agreed on the name that we did choose. My mouth is dry. This is drying. The second name that I absolutely love is Stella. I think it's so pretty. I don't know many people with the name Stella. Obviously, there's Lennon Stellas in the last name, but I don't actually know anyone personally with the name Stella, or anyone that's named their baby Stella anyway. So I think it's just beautiful. I think it's kind of like on the same par as Maeve for me in terms of the vibe of the name. I don't know what vibe it is, but it just rings the same sort of bell. Like Stella and Maeve, I think would be good sister names. I think it's beautiful. The third baby name that I absolutely love is Ruth. This was almost my baby's middle name. I had 3 that I chose, and my partner really wanted this one, Ruth. But I preferred another one, and then the more he said it and got used to it, the more he kind of liked it. And it's a good job because people started calling her by that name already in my family, which also leads me to believe she might be called her middle name more than her first name. Ruth, again, I actually found it on a TV show. What is it off? Off Ozarks, I think. It's quite an old name as well, Ruth, but I do really like it. I think it's so pretty for a first or middle name. Yeah, it's just really nice. I do think it's getting a little bit more common more recently, but then again, I don't know, not really at the same time, if that makes sense. Okay, so I've seen this name on like baby lists before, and like online and stuff, but every time I say it, people are like, what? But then I feel like it's common, but then every time I ask someone, they've not heard of it. But it's Sage. I love it, but I don't know if I would love it enough to call my child it. I don't know. Like the more it's been on my this is one of the that's been on my list for like years, so I feel like them names that have been on your list for years, some of them I think you've just said that much that you're like, do I like it? Do I think it's just a bit edgy? That's this name. But I think it's pretty. And I'm pretty sure it's a Vampire Diaries. Most of my names come from TV shows because I feel like that's where you find the new new like names or names that people have not thought of. The fifth name on my list is Blair, Gossip Girl. I know we've all seen it. I love it though. I think it's really pretty. I think it's cool. I think it's, I don't want to say edgy. I'm not edgy. I'm not an edgy person, but I think it's really nice. I do like it. Always liked it. Always will. Um, I like it's very similar to the boy's name Blake, and I like Blair and Blake. Like not together, I wouldn't have a Blair and a Blake, but I do like them names. I don't know. I feel like everyone likes it, and I've seen it on so many people's lists, but I don't think I've ever seen anyone actually name their kid Blair. So even though it's on people's lists, I feel like not many people have used it. It kind of makes me like it a little bit more. So yeah, Blair, very pretty, very out there. Is it out there? Not really in today's society. For me, it is. Okay. Number six on my list is quite a common name, really. It's Poppy. I don't usually like flower names. I said this in my last video, but I do like a couple, so it's a bit of a lie. But not really on the grand scheme of things. Because I do like quite different names. Some people are not going to think these names are different, but to me, whatever. I just think it's like such a sweet little cute girl's name. And I just imagine like every time I imagine these names, I try and imagine them at different stages in their lives. So I imagine like a newborn baby and a little sweet little baby being curled up called Poppy, and then I imagine them when they're like a toddler sort of age, and then again when they're like a teenager, child, like at just different stages in their life, and they're all the way up to being an adult. And would you not just like absolutely love a little grandma called Poppy? Because I would. Poppy is brilliant. I love it. It's just so pretty, so cute. I don't feel like it runs out in age. Runs out in age. What a funny term. I love it. And I will probably use it at some point in my life. Maybe. Possibly. Maybe not. But it's on my list. Seventh name. This is a name that everyone turns an eye up to me for. Like, they're like, what? Everyone I've ever spoken to has detested the name, to be honest. But I see it on so many lists, on TikToks, like everywhere. I've not seen anyone name their baby this, but I've seen it out there, and then I'm like, well, someone must like it, and it's Nora. And it's like a typical old lady's name, I know, but I think it's beautiful. I think it's so 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 pretty, and it's probably the name I've liked for the longest amount of time. I like it. My eighth name on the list is Alice. Alice. I, a year ago, maybe would have very, very much disagreed with the name Alice, but I saw it quite recently and I was like, that's so pretty. I love that name. It's such a beautiful name. I think it's a name that like lingers around commonly, but that not a lot of people use. And I think I find that with a lot of my names, like they're very aware of names and not just like, oh, where the hell have you heard that from? But not used. So I like them. Trying to bring the life back into some names. Alice. I would be friends with someone called Alice. Sounds like a very nice name. My ninth name, I've seen this and people always say like the two different ways you can say it. So I've wrote Alana down, or Alina. So people say Alina, Alana. Um, Maybe I'm thinking more Alina now. Either way, they're both really pretty. I think for all girls' names, that's what everyone says. Like, oh, it's such a pretty name, and I like that. My last name, number 10, is Heidi. I can't remember if I did say this one on my last video or not, but I do love it. I absolutely love the name Heidi. I just it's so pretty. So I don't know. Again, I've heard the name before, and I haven't seen anyone with a baby named Heidi. And my partner actually likes Heidi as well. But again, it was like something I didn't really bring up until like later on. So a lot of my names I kind of thought no one would like, so I just didn't say them, sort of thing. But yeah, I think Heidi is beautiful, pretty, awesome. Love it, would use it, 110% would use it. That is all the girl names that I have on this list. I've just done 10 because I feel like I would just mumble on for ages and ages, but my list is endless. So if someone wanted another one, I would definitely do it. I don't want my channel just to be names, but that's what people want. Yeah, I love names. I've been making a list since I was like 13 years old. I think we all have, really, even if you don't want kids. So I love names. I like finding new names, and I find that some of the names I don't like, if I say them over and over again, I do like them, and then I like the names that you kind of question. I feel like it's not a bad thing. My brains, my brain doesn't work. The other day I choked toilet paper in the bin and my face mask down the toilet. I don't even know if I can blame it on pregnancy because I've definitely chucked a spoon in the bin before.